Zombies are a centerpiece of Project Zomboid experience. It is, after all, a zombie apocalypse survival game. But do they behave like zombies we know from pop culture? I'm not so sure. But what if I tell you there are certain mods which will change the experience and make them act more like zombies, I guess. Hey guys, I'm Gertrix and this is the Mod Shed, a series where I cover mods for Project Zomboid. And today, we are modding zombies. We're gonna start with a mod called Starving Zombies, made by Ryuku. And it fixes one thing that I really didn't like in Project Zomboid, and that is how zombies try to find food. Specifically, they are no longer attracted only to us as a player, but also to all the dead bodies that we left behind, because if zombies consume human flesh, why wouldn't they not consume all the bodies of zombies which used to be humans? It makes no sense, and this mod fixes that. We're gonna set the stage and see how it works. I left a small feast for the zombies. Let's set up some stairs and have a nice vantage point to observe all the nearby zombies which will react to this pile of corpses. I think that's a very comfortable observation point for our little experiment, don't you think? The way that it works, well, it essentially makes all the dead bodies you leave out there to emit a smell which attracts the zombies. Now, you can think of it in a similar way to how zombies react to sound, with the difference being that the smell that the bodies emit is dependent on the wind direction and the temperature. Check it out, it didn't take long for a nearby zombie to be attracted to the bodies I've left behind, and, well, actually it's eating it, so we can definitely see that the mod is working. The mod itself is highly configurable. You can change pretty much any kind of an input which will result in a different behavior of the zombies. You're able to change things like how much time it takes for a zombie to consume a corpse, what's the maximum distance they would be attracted to. You can change how much smell the body would emit, and you can also change inputs like, the age effect or the temperature effect, because as we all know, if you leave something in the sun for a while, it's probably not gonna smell good. So all of these things are highly configurable. You can change the settings for the bodies, but there is also one more thing I didn't mention, and that is the zombies would also be attracted to the player's smell. Yes, you heard that right. Player's smell. So if you're covered in blood, you haven't washed your character for days, and you're trying to sneak behind a group, you're not making any noise, well, originally you wouldn't attract a nearby zombie group if they don't see you. Well, with the smell thing, that's not the case. They would be attracted to you purely based on the stench you're leaving behind yourself. So this is definitely something that's worth taking into consideration and planning ahead. Make use of those bathtubs, guys. I think all in all it's a really cool little mod which makes the zombies behave how I would expect zombies to behave actually. The fact that they completely ignore corpses left on the ground does make the game a bit weird. Okay, we've got the wandering mechanic, but I am not a fan of the wandering mechanic, and this is immersive and this makes so much more sense. Not to mention, it also makes the game a bit more challenging because you need to keep in mind that not only you can attract the zombies to you by noise, but now you can also attract them by smell. So it's yet another thing to plan ahead, think about, and continue to pay attention to. The second mod I'm gonna showcase today fixes something that I have a constant beef with when I'm playing Project Zomboid, and that is the zombie respawn mechanic. The zombie respawn is something I turn off immediately whenever I play because it just makes no sense. You have zombies appearing out of thin air. Where did they come from? Can somebody please explain that to me? Well, luckily now we have a mod which makes it realistic, and that mod is the Undying Zombies. And what this mod does? Well, it essentially resurrects corpses. You can forget about zombies randomly spawning inside your basement. Instead, you're expected to see corpses standing up and becoming alive again. Now in this example, this entire group got resurrected, but that's because of the way that I've set the mod to work, and just like the Starving Zombies mod, this one is also highly configurable, so let's have a look. In the settings for Undying Zombies, you have things like maximum chance of resurrection. Now in the example, it was set to 100%, therefore the entire group got resurrected, but you can set it to any parameter you'd like. If you want just 10%, only 1 out of 10 is gonna get resurrected. You are also able to set the time after which the zombies would respawn. It can be either fixed, therefore after an X amount of hours in-game, the chance of a resurrection would be tested, or you can set it to random. And this way, they would have a chance of resurrection within a given time frame that's defined by the player. I think that's a great way of really creating a certain level of randomness and essentially just making the zombie respawn far more immersive. And how to make sure that zombies do not resurrect? Well, you have to essentially get rid of the bodies. And guys, please do not Google that. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that, and the best method is fire. Burning corpses definitely does the trick. I have not tested digging graves, but if I am starting to think that I would need to haul all these corpses into graves and then cover them with sand, that would create so much work that I don't think I would be ever ready to do so, and fire would probably be the preferred method. Nonetheless, I think either the starving zombies or the undying zombies both are such great immersive mods which completely change the way that zombies behave in general. They seem more lively, if you can say that about a walking corpse, and far more entertaining. So these two mods are definitely landing on my must-have list, and all of the upcoming playthroughs I will be keeping them in as a standard mod set. So let me know what you think. Maybe there are some other mods which address the specific topic of zombies that I should try out. Let me know in the comments. Before we close today's video, just a couple of quick messages. First of all, massive thank you to all the tier 3 channel members for all the ongoing support. You guys are awesome. If you guys want to get in touch, socialize with other Project Zomboid players, talk about the game and anything at all, check out the Discord, the link is in the description. And finally, I am leaving links to both of the mods showcased in the description of the video. Check them out, give the mod creators some love, they deserve tons of it, because the game would not be the same without the modding community, we all know that. So I guess that's it. Thank you for staying till the end of the video. If you liked it, let me know, hit the like button, it's gonna help me spread the word and reach a wider audience. And stay tuned for more. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves, and as always, I'm Gertrix. Cheers guys.